Howdy do, this is David Sanchez.
This is Reece Scruggs.
And we play in a band called Havok, and you are watching loudguitars.com.
Hey, it's Pam Ashton with Loud Guitars, and I'm happy to be in the middle of a Havok sandwich. I'm here.
You and all the other ladies.
How long has this tour been going on?
We've been out for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and we've still got another 4 or 3 to go.
The last record is doing very well. It was released in the summer of this year. Mm-hmm. What was recording that like in comparison to, let's say, the first EP?
We knew a lot more of what we were doing. And we had someone to professionally mix it and master it. And, you know, versus an EP, you're doing everything yourself, funding it all. And this one, we had a label. That's the biggest difference.
And you were busy. You were touring and you were back and forth, correct? The record was mixed when you were touring, correct?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes. We were in the car having to listen to mixes, like, you know, driving down the highway and having to email people back, like, immediately to get stuff done. It got so rushed and mixed. But, you know, it still sounds pretty good, and people dig the record, so whatever.
How did it happen that you got signed by a UK label? Candlelight's based out of England, right?
Yes. And we sent press kits to like all the labels we could think of, and Candlelight was the first to get back to us, and then another label got back to us, and we made them kind of one-up each other until we were satisfied with the deal.
Okay, well, that's great. Now, you do most of the writing, David, right? Lyrically?
Yeah.
And how you did obviously some collaboration on the guitar parts for...
Yeah. Scruggs is actually the only other lyric contributor.
Oh, you contribute lyrics too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Unnatural Selection's got some ideas that Dave and I bounced, you know, back and forth with, and have some lyric credentials. I like writing a lot, and I just like to put pen to paper a lot, just as much as writing guitar, or writing music in general. I like to put pen to paper a lot. So we just got together, and it is what it is.
The energy on this record it's such high energy. It is so much fun. Lots of stop and go. Lots of momentum dynamics. It slows down. It speeds up. It really, really quenches the appetite for technically riff-rich metal.
That's what we want to hear.
That's exactly how we want it described. Riff-rich.
The thing is, I struggle a little bit with a lot of the labels that exist in metal that don't necessarily exist in other genres. Yeah. And I find that sometimes it can force a shirt on that's just too tight. And
sure, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Genres are it's just like anything we write about. It's just keeping people in a box. Yeah, it's a box to put yourself in, and if people think outside of that box, then you don't. You could get a shirt that fits you. You know?
Right. Well put.
That's why God invented spandex.
That's right. The banana hammock. A biblical proportion.
The Borat suit.
No, but I mean, when you start pulling influences from other places, the sky's the limit, and you can make whatever kind of music you want.
Well, see, and I find the record is so much fun, but the lyrical content is quite heavy. You're writing about some very serious subjects. You're trying to get people to get motivated and get off their asses and do something.
Absolutely, yes.
You're trying to make people wake up, become more socially aware. Mm-hmm. And some of those topics are heavy. But it seems like you guys have a riot on stage. So how do you separate? Does it weigh you or does it fuel you?
I think the heavy lyrical content fits the heavy music perfectly, but when it comes time to being on stage, that's the funnest part of my day, so I'm going to fucking have a good time.
We got in it in the first place to have fun, to pick up an instrument and express ourselves, and to go out there and have fun, because it was amazing and exhilarating, all that stuff. So when we get our time on stage, 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour and a half or whatever it is, we're going to have as much fun as possible, because it is the coolest thing ever to us. So it's fun.
And we saw you perform. We have seen you at Heavy MTL last summer, and it was one of my personal favorites of the entire festival. It was a riot, and everybody who was there had a blast. So
that's the point, right?
That is the point.
Why the fuck are you at the show if you're not going to have fun? I'm looking at you, black metal.
Pretty much.
I wear a Dimmu shirt, and yeah, it's not true black.
Dimmu's amazing.
Yes, Dimmu's amazing. They got some rad shit. But black metal, I mean, come on. Most of you guys are such fucking bummers. Cheer up. Put a smile on your face, you fucking...
I think you should tell us how you really feel. Stop filtering.
Hey, man, we can't cut corners. We can't cut corners. Hey, we're already out here. We got this microphone in front of our faces. If we call some stuff out, well, that's just how we feel, you know? Put a smile on that face. You don't even have to put a smile on your face. You can have just a rockin' metal time, but yeah, you're up there to have fun. You're up there to have fun. If you're not having fun, and if it's not about fun, fucking get off the stage.
Well, not even that. I just mean fans in general. If you're not going to have fun, why buy a ticket and go to the show?
Yeah, why even go to the show?
I couldn't agree more. I'd like to talk to you guys about how a song evolves with you guys. How does it start?
All starts with a riff.
Yes.
Also
Amen. Always. A good riff is the seed to the farm that becomes a Havok song. Yep.
And when do the riffs come to you?
Every day. Every day in the car, not even holding a guitar.
And how do you save them then?
I pull out my phone, I put on my recorder, I either mouth guitar it, or I have my guitar in my hands all the time anyway, because I'm always playing. And I just put my phone down, and it's recording, and I save my riff, and boom. I mean, my phone right now has at least 30 riffs in it right now.
Thank you, new technology.
Yeah.
The singing riffs. I love the singing riffs. I have yet for somebody to play one for me.
Oh, you know, like...
you know, stuff like
Tractor!
Beavis and Butthead shit.
Yeah, like, you know, just mouth guitaring, just riffing away.
And you save them on your phone. So you guys embrace technology in the band then?
You must. If you're not embracing it, you're resisting, and technology is the way of the future, so you're going to resist the future.
Resistance is futile.
Resist the future.
Yeah, resistance is futile is exactly case in point.
So you guys are like quite the multitaskers. You write when you're moving. You mix when you're moving.
We're constantly moving. I mean, there's no other way around it. We're constantly hitting the pavement, so you have to make good, you know, use of your time sitting in that fucking tube of a vehicle, and you know, or whatever you're doing, even when you're, you know, not moving. We're in Montreal right now. I mean, sitting here chilling, and if something you know inspires you, or you have to get business done, then you got to do it. So you got to do it. Got to do what you got to do.
How many years have you been touring solidly?
I would say that we've toured for at least 6 months of the year for the last 6 years.
Do you love touring?
Yes.
Do you love touring?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, of course.
We're going to qualify this.
We get to play music. Yeah, we get to play music. But I mean, there's, you know, there's downsides. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sugarcoat and give you the answer you want. I'm not gonna be like, it's great every day. You know, yes, I do have fun touring, because without touring, I wouldn't come across awesome bands and awesome people and awesome new music and all this other stuff. Plus, play music. Awesome music with my awesome instruments with my awesome bandmates.
Fucking awesome!
Yeah. So I mean, it's awesome, but there's things to it as well. So it's just like anything. Only the good sides are really, really fucking good. So
yeah, the good outweighs the bad tenfold on tour. I mean, you eat like shit, you sleep like shit, you're stuck in a van all day with a bunch of farty dudes. You have a sore neck, your back hurts, you shitting out whiskey, and you know, but the good things outweigh all of that like 100-fold. Seriously.
It's good. Girls don't do that. We go to pods in the sky. Yeah. That's okay. I really appreciate having some truth and some honesty, because it's true. You know what? I think the rock and roll fantasy is perpetuated by people not speaking the truth about the sacrifices they make and how hard it is. And you have a record. It doesn't mean that you're all drinks are on you as soon as you walk in the bar. People have a misconceived notion of that.
Well, for one, fuck the rock and roll fantasy. And I say that number one is because I don't ever want to be a fucking rock and roll fantasy. I'm a regular dude who plays metal. We talk about real things, and fuck being a rock and roll star. That's all I have to say. I'm not fucking Robert Plant. I never want to be. If superstardom comes to me like that, fine. I still want to have a good head on my shoulders, be clean of any distractions, loose women, and fucking raging terrible drugs, and play fucking metal. Be rooted, be grounded, because you've got to come from a real place to write really good shit. Because anybody who is off in La La Land and Rockstar Land ends up writing bullshit. So fuck the rock and roll fantasy. That's what I have to say.
I like that. And then said with such conviction that you pulled out the heavy metal grapefruit.
This is like my calling card now. Like people come up to me like when I'm on stage and they're like, Reece! And I'm like, because I do this all the time. I just get it from The Undertaker. You know, when The Undertaker is always
I
like
do it all the time, too. I do it when I'm serving dinner. Macaroni!
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, a little bit of enthusiasm never hurt anybody.
No, never, ever.
And what's next for you guys?
What is next? We are going to be off after this tour for a couple weeks, and then we're heading back over the pond to Europe.
You must like Europe. Europe must love you.
Yes, this is true. We like Europe. No, really, though, Europe's fucking rad. We were just talking about today how the architecture all over North America is so fucking boring. In Europe, the architecture is so cool and old everywhere. Here, it's like, oh, it stands up. Well, it's done. It doesn't look cool, but it works. I don't like that. I like Europe because it's beautiful. And there's women with cool accents. And the food is exquisite. Mwah.
I wouldn't say food is exquisite everywhere.
In some places.
You got to spend some money for some exquisite food, because you have as well had some terrible food. Italy.
You want to hear some Italy shit?
Yeah.
In Italy, we were served cold pasta with cold hot dogs cut up into it with like olive oil.
Boom, welcome to Italy.
Are you starting to mentally prepare for the next record?
We are already there.
You've got a storage bank full of riffs just waiting?
We have like a plethora of aces up our sleeve. We have a lot of riffs that are really fucking sick that we never used for this record. So, yeah, the next one's going to be really good.
We're going to unleash them on everyone.
Unleash
them on everyone. Yeah, like he said, we have so many good riffs that we were kind of like, man, I wish this riff could be on Unnatural. I wish it could be on Unnatural. And we just already had a record, a full record. So we're like, all right, we'll just save it for everybody to just go crazy over for the next one. So look out for more stellar material from us.
More stellar. I love it. How was shooting the video? Did you enjoy shooting the video?
Video shoots are one-of-a-kind things because there's no other time that I play the same song 20 times in a row, headbanging harder than I normally do. It's ridiculous shooting a video. Do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I guess I enjoy it. I'm not having a bad time when I do it, but it's not the funnest thing ever. I'd much rather play a show than shoot a video.
6 hours later of hearing the same song and watching some other dude do their parts and headbang to nothing while playing nothing just to a track that's not fun. I'm sorry. But the end result is really awesome. So, I mean, it's a necessary thing, and it's not terrible. It's just mind-numbing after a while and boring. I don't know.
When are we going to get to see clips from the shows where you had the cameras on your...
Oh, yeah, those will surface probably in the wintertime here. Yeah, we've got some really cool stuff.
You're always percolating something in the background, aren't you? There's a multitasking thing going on again.
We have to keep things rolling. We have to keep us
that are fresh. We need material out there because some places we don't hit for a year or two.
Well, in this fast-paced, moving world, you're yesterday's news in a fucking flash, and we're not going to be a flash of the pan. We're going to be sticking around. So, if that's the way the world's going to work, we'll work with the world and keep putting our shit out there, new shit, in people's faces, so they have something to grab a hold of.
Goddamn right.
And you guys have almost hit the decade mark already.
Yeah. Actually, about 10 years ago, I started playing in this band. It just wasn't officially Havok yet. But yeah, it's been about 10 years since I've been doing this.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you both so much for taking the time to talk with us. Wish you all the very best on this tour. It was really enjoyable. I really, really liked it. We're looking forward to the show. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you again.
Right on.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Pamela Ashton for Loud Guitars signing out.